Good morning, families. So we've been talking a lot lately about ways that we've been able to bring a spiritual aspect into our family and home lives, especially since we haven't been able to go to church for several months now, as a way to keep our kids and ourselves fully engaged with God. And a few months ago, I shared a kind of a sacred space in a box. And that was kind of like a little mini altar that you could just take anywhere. And it was like in a little teeny tiny box and you could put the things in it that helped you to connect with God. Well, today we're going to talk about creating home altars. And creating an altar at home is a different process for everyone because it's kind of a space that is unique to you and your family, and it'll really, everyone's altar is going to be very different and very personal. But what I invite you to do is gather those items that help you to connect to God or to the earth, or connect to relatives that have passed on, whatever it is that helps you to feel that there's a sense of something greater in this world than just the physical realm that we're in right now. And then find a space and prepare that space. And this can be done in so many different ways. It can be done burning, lighting a candle and saying a prayer. I know that a lot of people will burn sage, and that kind of has a cleansing quality to it. But prepare the space, make it intentional. And choose a space that will become just kind of part of your family's life. So, it can be in any room of the house. It can be a little shelf. It can be out in the garden as a little space that's among your flower beds, or however you want to do this. It is unique to you. It is a place that just invites the divine into your home and into your everyday life. So I'd like to share a little bit with you about our process of creating an altar. So Chris and I, my husband, we had to make an altar for a class that we're in. And we were like, well, where are we going to put it? Where will it be? Part of the house, but not in the, in the way, but out of the way, but still something that, we interact with every day. So we chose this table that we have by the window here, and I will show you in a moment. It was really awkward to try and angle the camera, and also, it was awkward. So I'll show you in a moment. And then we gathered our items and we set it up, and we thought it would just be a quick little photo op, take it, send it to the teacher, get our credit, for the class, and then that would be that. But surprisingly, it has become a very interactive part of our family life. I mean, not surprisingly, because that's what altars are. But I think that if you're not used to having a sacred space in your home, it feels a little awkward at first. We're used to keeping church at church a lot of the times. But it's been really cool. The kids have all helped us, and as any good preacher's kid, they add to our stories that we tell, right? So I'm going to show you the altar really quickly, and I'll tell you a very quick, short, cute story about Dorothy. So this is what we have on our altar. Just some unfinished work that my grandmother made. And I like the unfinished quality of it. And we have several little squares of that. And so that's very special. And just different things that everybody has contributed that have been meaningful to us in our lives, or remind us that God is with us. But I want to draw your attention really quickly to this little guy right here. All right. So that's a singing bowl, which is a beautiful meditation aid. It's a really wonderful way to kind of get God's attention before a prayer, to get your own attention before a prayer. And so we put this out here, and Dorothy came up and immediately hit the bowl with the striker. And it makes this beautiful, vibrant, resonant sound. And she was so excited about that. And I said, well, Dot, now you've gotten God's attention. What are you going to say? You've got to say something. And she went, so she said a quick prayer and went away. And then like 5 minutes later, she came back, dong, hit the bowl, made this ringing sound. And then I looked at her and she was like, thank you, God, for my friends. I love my friends, and blah, blah, whatever her quick little prayer was. And she ran off. And I was like, okay, well, at least she's praying. At least she's, she's interacting with this space that we have set up. Well, mysteriously, and I'm not saying that in that way that sometimes parents say, like, mysteriously the loud toy disappeared, or however that works out. Actually, this is actually very mysterious. Mysteriously, the striker, the wooden piece that you hit against the bowl, disappeared. Not sure where it went at all. We've been looking under the sofa, everywhere, all the places that it could have gone if it had been knocked off the table. So we can't actually hit the little bowl right now. It doesn't make the sound. And I thought, oh, for sure, that's the end of Dorothy coming to pray at the altar and to use this at-home sacred space. But she came and prayed without the fun of the ding. And so I offer that to you, families who are potentially a little skeptical about creating a sacred space like this in the home and not sure if your family will interact with it or use it. I think right now is a very important time for us to be trying different things and finding new ways to connect to God, because all of our old ways have been so disrupted. So I invite you to find, it doesn't have to be as big of a space as we have. We have a whole like coffee table that we've used for this space. And it doesn't have to be as big. It can be a little shelf or, a small space. But I encourage you to set up a small space in your home, to make it a dwelling place, a place for God to come be in your home with you. And so that's my offering to you today. I offer you the joy of interacting with God in new ways, and how wonderful that feels to find a new connection. I'll talk to you again soon.